Okay. Now we'll start, or we'll do the second PowerPoint, which is matrices and matrix operation. طيب, before we knew what is a matrix, اللي قلنا it's a rectangular array. It's like that, and we put arrange our data inside this matrix. Okay, and each matrix we can it has a dimension. For instance, this matrix has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and then 4 columns. So we say that the dimension of this matrix is 4 times 4. We know that this is, we call this, here are rows. Okay, and here these are the columns of the matrix. These are the columns. Okay, so the dimension هل هو عبارة عن a number of rows and then we put times the number of number of rows. These are the rows and these are the columns. So if the number of rows بيساوي number of columns, يبقى في الحالة دي بنسمي الماتريكس square matrix in this example. Okay, but they could be different. ممكن يكونوا different. They يكون 4 في 5 ولا 3 في 2 ولا whatever. Okay. طيب. طيب. احنا عندنا depending on the number of the row and the number of columns, so we can say that مثلا this number 5, it is the number A, it is in the first row and the second column. So A12 الفاليو حقته بتساوي كم؟ It is 5. The element in the first row and in the second column, like that, correct? For instance, this one in the third row, so we say that A3, which column is that? This is the third column, so A33. What is the value for that? It is 9, and etc. Okay, so for instance, A13, so that is 1, and then here 3, so it is this number, so it is الvalue حقته is 3. A34, so the third row, the fourth column, that is this, so its value is 4. Okay. طيب. يبقى الهوريزونتال نسميها rows. So this is the first row, دي element حقنا. Row, and these are columns, correct? السكريبت, this is the first one for the number of row, and the second is for the number of column, correct? So this matrix, the last one here is the MN element. That means the row number M and the column number N. يبقى from this one, clearly I know that what is the dimension for this matrix? It is M times N, correct? على حسب الام كم. لو كانت الام 5 rows and this is مثلا 7, so it's going to be 5 times 7 and etc. As I told you, this has m rows and n columns, and that dimension بنقول انه m في n. We don't multiply it, just we write it like that. طيب, now we want to know certain types of matrices. Okay, the matrix, we say that it is a square matrix if the number of rows of it equal to the number of columns. لو كان عدد الروز حقنها بيساوي لعدد الكولوم حقنها. So we say that this is شنو؟ square matrix. زي في المربع في السكوير. All sides they have the same length, correct? يبقى هي عشان كده we say that when the number of rows is equal to the number of columns, then we call this matrix a square matrix. Okay. When take the diagonal, if all the elements under the diagonals are zeros, then this we call it upper triangular matrix. Okay, and here we call it lower triangular matrix if the كانت diagonal. Okay, الداتا حقتي down, but at top هم zeros. يعني upper triangular where you'll find ال numbers which where up above the diagonal. A lower triangular في البottom. Okay, above are zeros. Can I have some of these elements here zeros? Yes, no problem. but the important thing that the below are zeros. Okay, and here the same. طيب, now a diagonal matrix. What is the diagonal matrix? We knew that, by the way, if the matrix is a square matrix, the elements, these elements, we call them the diagonal of the matrix. يبقى main diagonal of the matrix is this one. Okay, and this is طبعا في الحالة بتاعت السكوير matrix بيكون عندي diagonal. Okay, لو كانت square matrix. So this is the diagonal of the matrix. Okay, now what is the diagonal matrix? A diagonal matrix, all the numbers above and below the diagonal are zeros. يعني elements only when في diagonal. Could some of them equal to zero? Yes. ممكن جزء منهم يكون صفر، يعني ممكن الثلاثة تكون صفر. Yes. ممكن الثلاثة والأربعة يكونوا صفر 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 وهير only. Yes. Okay. But for the diagonal matrix should all the elements above اللي هم هنا diagonal and below the diagonal to be equal to zero. Clear? طيب. Now what is the identity matrix? Identity matrix هي الماتريكس أول حاجة لازم تكون square matrix. And that is all the elements في diagonal are 1. Identity matrix هي diagonal matrix. Okay? But all the elements في diagonal should be 1. يبقى should be 1. This is I2. That means فيها 2 ones أو 2 rows و 2 columns. والnumbers اللي في diagonal هم ones. I3 فيها 3 ones أو 3 rows و 3 columns. والdiagonal كل الelements فيه 1. Okay? طيب يبقى this is the identity matrix. طيب what is the zero matrix? The zero matrix is the matrix where all the elements inside it are zeros. هل ضروري تكون square matrix? No. ممكن تكون square ممكن تكون not square. اللي هي هنا 0 0 0 وهكذا. هنا كم row 3 و 2 columns but all the elements inside are zeros. Yeah, the identity matrix should be square matrix. طيب now what is the column matrix? هي الفيكتور. Okay, so depending on how many elements are there we call it 3. مثلا هنا في 3 يبقى هي 3 vector. كانوا 4 يبقى هنسميه 4 vector. يبقى الcolumn matrix like this. we can اللي هي حيكون عندنا vector. Okay, and also if a row it is a vector. Okay, الدايمنشن حقه عبارة عن a number of elements. في 3 elements يبقى 3 vector وهكذا. Okay, يبقى حالة خاصة. طيب now if we have matrices how we can add them, how we can subtract them. Okay, طيب to add or subtract them أول حاجة لازم to have the same dimension. لازم to have the same dimension. 3 by 3 3 by 3 and then we add. How we add؟ يعني في الماتريكس دي مثلا ال first element اللي هو A 1 1 and here في second matrix B 1 1 صح؟ يبقى each element we add it to the corresponding one. يعني معناها السبعة ده هيكون A 3 2 حجمها ل B 3 2. So we add this one to that one وهكذا. Every element to the corresponding. Every Aij plus Bij. This plus this, this plus this, and then we get our matrix. Easy صح؟ يبقى A plus B, how we add it? 1 plus minus 2 minus 1. 2 plus 1 3. 3 plus 3 6 وهكذا. Continue like that. So this is how we can add two matrices. How we can subtract the same way. Every Aij minus Bij. So 1 minus minus 2, so 1 plus 2, then it's 3. 2 plus 1, we are subtracting. 2 minus 1, so 1. 3 minus 3, 0. وهكذا. You get it. طيب, now, if I add A to B, or I add B to A, يعني B الأولانية كانت A, هل the solution is going to be different? No. In particular, minus 2 plus 1, it is minus 1. 1 plus 2, again 3. 3 plus 3, correct? So it is commute addition. A plus B is the same as B plus A. Okay? طيب, now we knew how to find the difference. طيب, what do you think? هل A minus B the same as B minus A? No. Why? Because here, when you subtract -2 minus 1, you're going to get -3, not a 3. 1 minus 2 is going to be -1, correct? Not 1. وهكذا. So minus the other element. Aij هنا the value minus this value. So always the arrangement is very important when you're subtracting. Which is the first? And put it. لو كان B minus A, you should start from the B. Okay? And then do the operations. طيب, what if I have 3 matrices and I want to add them? It doesn't matter. If you have a third one here, a matrix, مثلا مثلا plus يعني كانت A plus B plus C اللي هي any other matrix مثلا 1 0 3 0 2 1 1 1 1 for instance. What can I do? I can start adding these two, get the result, and then add this one to that one. Or directly this plus that, and put then the values, the solution, and then this plus, and put the solution. Doesn't matter. Or else I can start adding these two, get the resultant matrix, and then add this one to the resultant matrix, and then get the final solution. So it doesn't matter from where you start. That is, if we have A plus B plus C, we can add B plus C first, get the answer, and then add this matrix to the resultant matrix. Or else I can start doing A plus B. ما في مشكلة، تبدأ بأي اثنين. طبعا في حالة الجمع لأنها كوميوت ما مشكلة حتى لو بدلتها، لأنه A plus B هي نفسها ال B plus A، في الجمع ما في مشاكل. اوكي، لكن لو كان في difference لازم يكون مرتبين. But you can start with any two. يعني مثلا لو كان عندنا A minus B plus C. Okay, what I can do? I can find A minus B, get the matrix, and then add to it the matrix C. Okay, or else I can start خلي ال A أجمع بس بإشارته لو عايز. اوكي، او خلي الاشاره اجمع ال B plus C and then A minus the resultant. Okay, but in this case can I change the order؟ كان ممكن اخدها اذا هتعمل change with الاشاره تشيلها وتاخدها هناك. اوكي، so anyway دي الخاصيه التجميعيه. يعني لما يكون عندي 2 مثلا كاعداد كريل نمبرز 2 plus 3 plus 1. So I can start 2 plus 3, 5. Then 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. It is the same as, what if I started with this 2? Okay, this is 4. يبقى كانت هتبقى المسألة 2 plus 4. طيب, again, now when I add, again it is 6. So it doesn't matter from where I start. Okay? لكن في حالة الماينس, make sure that you're taking the minus sign with you. طيب. أو considering it. طيب, يبقى it is associative. هنا it is commute. إبدالي الجمع وتجميعي يعني أقدر أجمع أي اثنين في الأول. Okay, and here A plus 0. What is 0? 0 is the zero matrix. We write it like that, 0. Okay, that means all the elements inside are 0. طيب, so any matrix plus لو كانت دي 0 0 0 0 0 or what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the same matrix because هيكون 1 plus 0, so it's 1. 2 plus 0, it's 2. So you're going to get the same A, correct? A plus 0, it's the same as 0 plus A, it is the matrix A. And if we subtract the matrix from itself, what we will get? We will get a 0 matrix, correct? Yeah. So if we have this minus itself, it's going to be 1 minus 1, so it's 0. 2 minus 2, 3 minus, correct? this minus itself, correct? So you're going to get the 0 matrix. Type. Now, how we can multiply a matrix by a real number? طيب if we have minus 3 في matrix A، يعني لو كانت دي هي الماتريكس A، what is minus 3A? That means you multiply each element here by minus 3. Each element by minus 3. Okay, so 1 times minus 3 is minus 3 times minus 1, 3, minus 3 times 2, minus 6 وهكذا. You complete all. Clear? طيب, now this is the matrix. How we multiply it times half? Each element we multiply it times half. طبعا half في 4 by 2. That means I'm dividing over 2, صح? 3 في half, 3 over 2 وهكذا. Like that. Okay? طيب. This is how we multiply by a scalar or a real number here. طيب. Now, what if I have 2 numbers and then multiplied times A? What if it was هنا مثلا 5 minus 3 multiplied by this A. Okay, so هيكون عندي 5 minus 3 and then times the matrix A. What we do? We can simplify this first. 5 minus 3 by 2 and then multiply 2 by A and get the result. Or else we can distribute. Okay, so this is equal to what? 5A. You get first the 5A and then get the 3A. So minus 3A and then get the answer. And you're going to get the same answer at this one. But this one is simple steps. صح؟ يعني أبسط. بدل ما تشتغل بالماتريسز, these are numbers only. So I can easily add or subtract and then multiply times A, the result. So R plus S في A is RA plus SA. Now, a small letter for the real numbers, a capital for the matrices. Okay, type this. I have matrix A or matrix B. I am adding them and then multiply them times R. Okay, type. So either I add the 2 matrices and then a result I multiplied by R. اللي هو R زي 2 زي 5 minus half whatever. Okay, or else it's the same. Now also we can distribute. لو كان these are matrices and this is real number, so it is R في A plus R في B. We distribute like that. نفس الطريقة بتاعت لما كان عندي في real number مثلا 2 multiplied by 3 plus 4. Either I add first 3 plus 4, 7, and then 2 times 7 equal to 14. Or I can distribute and get the same answer. صح? 2 times 3, it is 6, plus 2 times 4, which is 8, and then 6 plus 8 again, which is 14. So the same result. طيب. Now, what if these real numbers are multiplied times each other? Like if you have مثلا 2 في 3A. Okay, you can multiply this for this and get the answer, and then multiply the 2 times that answer. Or else, what you can do, multiply the numbers together first, so 6, and then you multiply times the matrix A. You will get the same answer. طيب, and lastly, any matrix times 1, 1 for this, 1 for this one, so you will end up by the same matrix. 1 في الماتريكس بيساوي الماتريكس itself. So it's easy. Now we want to know how we can multiply, مش في scalar, ما في عدد صحيح. How we multiply vector times vector, in particular a row times a column, اللي هو بنسميه السكيلر ولا inner product. طيب, a dot product, how it is defined? First, the number of elements here should equal to the number of elements here. And we multiply row times a column. we multiply what? A row times a column. طيب. How we multiply this? Okay, our dot product, our scalar product, our inner product, how we do? You multiply U1 في V1 plus U2 في V2 plus, and you continue like that till the last one times this one, UN في VN. يبقى you do like that, and at the end بدل ما كان vector في vector, you're going to get a scalar, only one value, هتلقى قيمة واحدة. Okay, so scalar ما متجه. Okay, ما في قيمة في الX direction وقيمة في الY. Okay, so just you will find the value. Let's take an example. U, الvector U, can, it is this vector عنده كم component أو element 4. Now this is the other vector. لازم row في column. Okay, could not be column في row. Only row في column. لو عكست هنا يعني هل أقدر أجيب V في U? No. Okay, but U, a row, you multiply times the column like that. Okay, how we do? 2 في ال4 والماينس 3 في ال3 وال4 في الماينس 1 وال3 في ال5 3 في ال5. Okay, so you multiply 2 في 4 ب 8 minus 3 في 3 minus 9 4 في minus 1 minus 4 plus 15, add up, you will get the result which is 15. Okay, يبقى first of all you have to make sure that you're having the same elements here and there. Okay, so let me tell you one thing. Here, yeah, it is a vector. It's a 4 vector. طيب in terms of matrices, what is this matrix? الدايمنشن بتاعها. I have how many rows? 1 row times how many columns? 4 columns, correct? So this is 1 times 4. What about this one? 4 rows, so 4, but only one column. يبقى 4 times 1. Now this is well defined. Okay, can I multiply now? Yes, I can multiply now. What I'm going to get, this is equal to this number will give me the number of elements, and this will give me the number of elements في vector. So the resultant is 1 times 1, 1 times 1. So I can get the solution. I can get the result. Okay, so always to multiply matrices, you have to have this number equal to that number. What is this number? This is the number of column. The number of what? Columns. Number of columns of what? Of the first matrix. The first matrix. Equal what? What is this one? The number of rows of a second matrix. طيب لو كان العكس، لو كان this is 4 times 1 times 1 times 4, is it possible? Yes, you can. يعني في الحالة دي you can multiply V في U. Okay, yes, we can. But what is the result? What do you think? I'm going to get only one element like that? Only one element? No, I'm not going to get one element. يعني ما حيكون هنا اللي scalar, just one value. Why? Because, okay, this is same as this, as we said. So what is the resultant? The resultant is 4 times 4. يبقى هلقى matrix فيها 4 rows and 4 columns. Okay, so U times V is different than V times U. Okay, so they are different. يبقى U times V هل بيساوي؟ Not necessary. ما بالضرورة، أحيانا بسيطة ممكن. But it's not always true. ومرات you can multiply this, but you cannot multiply that, for instance. And we will see this later. Okay? So always make sure you arrange your vectors or your matrices correctly. The first in the place of the first and the second in the place of the second. Clear؟ طيب واضح كيف بنقدر نضرب التو vectors؟ Yes, it's clear. Yeah. Okay. I'm coming for that. In this case, this is not a vector. Actually, this is going to be a matrix. Okay, let's see. For instance, if we have this matrix and we have this matrix, how we multiply matrices? Let me do it here. Right. If I have two matrices, this is the first matrix, and this is the second matrix. How we proceed and what we'll get and how we get it. Type, and we want the answer here. First, before I start, I have to make sure if I have here M rows and I have J columns. يعني الcolumns اللي هنا عددهم كم؟ J. So this matrix, the other matrix should has J rows. يبقى الروز هنا المفروض يكونوا J. Okay? Times N column. ما مشكلة ديل ممكن يكونوا مختلفين الM والN. But the resultant الماتريكس الناتجة is what has a dimension M times N. طيب how I do the calculations, how I do the multiplication. طيب let's assume انه ده J and this is J. يبقى they are the same, so multiplication of these two matrices is defined. طيب how I do? Just multiply the row الاليمنتس في الرو اللي هو هيكون عندهم نفس العدد لانه please mute your mic. 1 2 3 4. Please close your mic. 1 2 3 4 مثلا. Yes, if this is the same like that one, correct? طيب يبقى I will multiply this times this one. احنا قلنا this row times the column. How we do? The same as we defined before. Here, the first مع first plus this value times this value plus this value times that plus. So I'm going to get only one value. So I multiplied the first row times the first column, then I get AC 1 1. Next, what I do? The same first row with the second column. And then get what? C, the first row, my second column. I'll get only one element. And then with the third, the same first row, then you get C, the number C13. And you continue like that على حسب how many columns you have. Then what's next? After you finish, now you go to the second row of the first matrix. And from the first matrix, I take only the rows. And then you multiply times the first column, and then you get what? C from the second row with the first column, C21. And then you multiply times this one, and you get C22. And then C23, and you continue like that. And when you finish what you do, then you go to the next row. And then you do the same. Multiply times the first, and then times the second, and then time. Okay, and then you get the values here. This one, and then this one, and then that one. You got the idea how we multiply? If we get the element Cij, how we get it? The i's row multiplied times the j's column. So if this is the i's row, I take this one, and then I search for the j column, column number j, that is this one, okay? So I multiply the first times the first, and then the second times the second, plus, so I get that answer. يبقى element في الماتريكس الجديدة Cij, I get it every element, I'll get it from يعني Cij from the i's row times the j's column. Clear how we do multiplication of two matrices? All of us, it's clear? طيب يبقى two matrices A and B. Yes, we will do example. Yeah, sure. Two matrices A and B can be multiplied only if the number of columns of the A equal to the number of rows of the B, as we said. This is equal to that, where this is the number of columns of the first, and this is the number of rows of the second. Okay. The element في ith row هو j's column في matrix AB is obtained by adding up the product of the corresponding ith row في j's column, correct? So for instance, this one, we want to multiply these two matrices. What I do? I multiply the row first time this to get the first element. So أول حاجة, what is the dimension? This is 2 by 2. And what is the dimension of this one? 2 by 2. So this and this, they are the same. Yes, I can proceed. The matrix which I'm going to get the new after multiplying, a dimension حقها is what should be 2 by 2. لازم تكون 2 by 2. Okay. How I get? Now we multiply 2 times 4 is 8. Type is 8. Then 8 plus 1 times 2 is 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. So what's element is that? First row, first column. So here the first. So the first value is 10. Now I finished with the first one. Now I multiply times what? Time the second one. Okay. So it's going to be 2 times 6. So this is 12. Plus 1 times minus 1, this is minus 1. 12 minus 1, this is 11. So اللي هو first row, يبقى this is the first row and this is the second column. Okay, so the second column here. So it is come 11. And then next what we do? We go to the now the second row after we finish from the first with each column, then this one times here and then times there, correct? So we get 3 times 4, 12 plus 0 times 2, 0. It is 12. And then 3 times 6, 18 plus 0. So it is 18. So this is the resultant matrix. Is it clear? Clear for all? Any question for now? Type. Now this is A and this is B. What is A times B? أول حاجة dimension. Is it okay? Yes. The dimension of the resultant, what should be? This is 3 times 3, and this is as well 3 times 3. So this and this, they are the same. The resultant in that dimension 3 by 3, correct? طيب عارفة إن اللي هتطلع في النهاية لازم يكون الماتريكس حقتنا كام؟ 3 by 3. So I do the same. We take the row مع الكولوم الأول and get the value. Okay, اللي هو minus 1 times minus 2 plus 3 في 3 plus 2 في 3. Add them up, get the result. You will find that it is 17. So you put it like that here. And then what's next? The first row مع second column. Okay, minus 1 times 4, 3 times 2, 2 times 0. You do the multiplication, add up. So you get the result. You put it where? Here, 2. And then you move to this next one like that. Do the calculation. okay, as well. And then we put it where here, and you will find that the answer is 0. Okay. If the dimension are not the same, this and this one, so you say that multiplication is not defined in this case. And always make sure for the arrangement. لازم لو قال لي A في B, I put A في الفirst and B here. What if I did the opposite? I'll get a wrong solution. You got it? طيب, now as a homework, now you got this C, correct? Now for me as a homework, go and do calculate B في A and compare. هل نفس الريزلت ولا they could be different results؟ حتطلع لك different results. So A في B is not necessarily equal B في A. It's not like real numbers. في real numbers اللي هي 2 times مثلا 3. Okay. هل بتساوي 3 times 2 في real numbers؟ Yeah, they are equal. But في matrices, no. So this is not in matrices. A في B, it's not necessarily. Sometimes could equal, yes, but not always. So we cannot put it as a rule. So AB is not necessarily equal to BA. It's not like في real numbers. ما زي في الأعداد الحقيقية 2 في 3 ب 6 3 في 2 برضه ب 6. But it's not this case. And you go and try to find B في A. This is, that means you put the matrix B في البداية. يعني دي حتكون هنا ودي حتكون هنا. And then you multiply after that. Clear? طيب, now what this about these two? طيب, what is the dimension of this? 2 times 3. What is the dimension of this? 3 times 2. طيب, can we find A في B? Yes, we can find A في B لأنه this is 3 and this is 3 with the same order. Huh? So what is the resultant? يبقى A في B is equal to, إذا كان دي dimension حقها كانت 2 في 3 and this has a dimension 3 times 2. So this is 3, this is 3. The new resultant C هيكون الدايمنشن حقها شنو؟ 2 في 2. هيكون الدايمنشن حقها 2 في 2. Okay. How we proceed? كيف نعمل multiplication? A row times this, it will give me the first value, correct? هتديني C1 1, and then with this one هتديني شنو؟ C1 2. And then after that I move here. Okay, and then I multiply هتديني شنو؟ C2 1, and then when I multiply times this one هتديني C2 2. And check the values, you will find that C11 it is should be in a minus 19, C12 should be 10, and etc. Clear? And also you can go and check, what do you think B في A will be the solution? B في A, you have to put matrix B at the beginning and A next to it. طيب, يعني B to be in the left, ها? طيب dimension حق B كان شنو؟ 3 times 2. حق ال A كان 2 times 3. What is the resultant? Resultant هتجيك 3 times 3. يبقى حتبقى matrix فيها 3 في 3. 3 صفوف و3 rows. So completely different than this. This is 2 by 2. You got it? So clearly here, A في B is not equal to B في A. They are not equal at all. Okay? طيب. Now, if A is this matrix, find A square and A to the power 4. طيب, what is A square? A square is A times itself. Anything square, that means A في A. Cube, A في A في A to the 4, A في A. How many times? 4 times. طيب, if we need A square, that is, I'm going to put A beside itself like that, and then we multiply. Yes, this is 2 by 2, and this is 2 by 2. The resultant is 2 by 2, and go and multiply the row times the column, get the first element, and then times the second, get وهكذا. Okay, now we get the A square. Type, what if he asked me to find A4? What I'll do? Either, now I have A square, correct? We go do a square and then multiply times the a. This هيديني a cube. طيب, and then take a cube and then multiply times a, and this will give me a4. Or else, but more easier than this, I know that a to the power 4 is equal to a square times a square, correct? يبقى I already got a square. Type to get a to the power 4, what I do? يبقى this one, I put beside it what? Again, minus 1, 2, minus 4, 7. لأنه دي a square and this is a square. And then we multiply. How to proceed? Again, we multiply the row times the column and get the first value. As a homework, you go and do it. And then times this one. And we get this value, correct? And then we move to the second row, correct? The second row. And we do multiplied times this first and then عشان to get the other two here. Okay, so easily, since I got this is a square, so a square times a square, it will give me a to the power 4. Okay, now a في b في c, it's the same as, يعني if you multiply these first b و c وجاتني الماتريكس الجديدة and I put it here and then a I multiply times this, it's the same answer as if I started a في b and then the resultant times c. Can I commute? No. Same order, it's very important. Which was to the left, you put it في left. واضح؟ في right to the right، يعني in the same order يخط الماتريكس في حتتها. If you interchange، احنا لأنه قلنا A في B is not necessarily equal to B في A. هل هم بتساوي؟ No. So don't commute them. ما تبدل مكان. Okay. طيب A multiplied، لو كان عندي 3 matrices B plus C and then I multiplied times A. What we can do? I can add this two. Okay, so I get a new matrix and then after that I multiply A times لو سميناه D, so I can multiply A times this new matrix D. Or else, what can I do? You can get the same result if you distribute. How you distribute? A في B ونفس التوزيع. A في الشمال تقعد بالشمال لازم. Okay, A في B plus A في C. A في C. So you will get the same result here and there. Type now. If this was in the left, the one I right, the one I want to multiply. Also, you can add this two, get a certain matrix, and then multiply times C, and you put C for right hand side. Or else, what you can do, you can distribute, but make sure C it is in the right, so to be here in the right, and then CB also B, C, so also in the same order like that. Okay. A multiplied times the identity matrix is always A. If you have any matrix, let's take an example. For instance, طيب let's assume this is our A. مثلا خلينا أسمي دي A. And we want to multiply times the identity. لازم يكون عندها identity على حسب احنا قلنا multiplication will not be defined إلا لو كان the number of columns of the second اللي هم ديل 2. فيبقى لازم هنا دي تبتدي ب 2 والidentity is a squared matrix يبقى حتكون 2 في 2. اوكي. So يبقى حيكون عندي شنو؟ هنا الايدنتيتي هنا 1 0 0 1 اللي هو قلنا في diagonals once. طيب how can I multiply? The same way of multiplication. How we defined it? We multiply الرو correct times the columns هنا and here. So what you will get minus 1 في 1 ب minus 1 2 في 0 ب 0 يبقى هتطلع minus 1. طيب and now when you multiply here minus 1 في 0 ب 0 2 في 1 ب 2. So it's clear you're going to get the same answer. What you will get here هتكون عندك هنا minus 4 and here you're going to get 7 if you can. So what you'll get, we will get if we multiply any matrix by the identity. So what we will get, we will get the same matrix اللي هي A حقتنا. Clear؟ يبقى A times the identity بتساوي A. والidentity times A برضو بتساوي A سواء بالleft hand side أو بالright hand side. But make sure of the dimension which one you're going to multiply by. لأنه عندنا لازم في الأولى number of columns يساوي number of rows of the second. Okay? So this one should has لو كانت from the left should has the same number of rows of this one to manage multiplication. طب what is the meaning of a to the power n؟ قلنا معناها a في a عدد من المرات قدره كم؟ n. n times a multiplied times a times a عدد n times. طيب let's solve this one. Find all matrices B such that a في b بتساوي b في a. Okay. I need these matrices. طب how can I find them? Which matrices B? They could be many. ما بالضروري واحدة. That has the property when you multiply A في B should equal to B في A. And this قلنا it's not always true. بس في وحدين معينين ممكن يدوني this condition to be true. There is certain ones that can make this one true. طب he need those ones. Okay. طيب that is to solve this kind of problems I'm going to assume a matrix B. Okay, but what dimension of B? عندنا A dimension حاجة 2 times 2. طيب, so this is 2 times 2. Okay, to have a multiplication defined, that means I should have here 2 times something. I don't know it here for this one. Correct? This one times anything, but this should be a 2 like that. طيب, to define A في B. طيب, now to define B في A. طيب, we knew that ال A هي كم في كم؟ 2 في 2. طيب, يبقى here anything times 2. Correct? عشان ما يكونش شنو؟ This is 2 and this is 2. Correct? But from here the first should be 2. حق ال B الفيرست اللي هو number of rows المفروض يكون 2. يبقى here we should have a 2. We should have what? A 2. يبقى B الدايمنشن حقها المفروض يكون كم؟ 2 times 2 matrix. يبقى B is a matrix of a dimension 2 by 2. And then after that, we can assume a matrix and try to find its values. يبقى matrix B should be a 2 by 2 matrix. We can assume X, Y, Z, W, some real numbers. But what are they? I don't know up to now. طيب, هو اداني property قال لي شنو او condition. قال لي انا عايز A في B should equal to B في A. طيب, but this is the A. What we need? We need when we multiply A times this, I get the same answer as when I multiply B times that. طيب, so this is A في B and this is B في A. Okay. This is A and this is your B and this is B and this is A. What we do? We do the multiplication. We do the multiplication of this and then we نعمل equal to this multiplication. طب how we multiply? As we knew before, we multiply the row times the columns and then we get the value. What is the value? 1 في x ب x plus 1 في z ب Z. يبقى first value X plus Z. Okay. And then with the second row 1 في Y ب Y 1 في W ب W. يبقى هيكون Y plus W. طيب. And then we move to the second row. Correct? Then we multiply. طيب 0 في X ب 0 plus 1 في Z ب Z. So this is Z. And then we same 0. We do the same here. 0 في W ب 0 1 0 sorry 0 في Y ب 0 1 في W ب W. So this is a W. So I evaluate this. Now what? Now we multiply this one as well. The same way you multiply a row times the columns and you get the values. Type. So actually this one, it is this one here, we got it. And now after you multiply this, you're going to get this result here. Type. Now, what he needs this to be equal to that. So we need this matrix equal to this matrix. Now, when two matrices are equal, 200 matrices بيساووا. Two matrices are equal if they have the same dimension. اللي هي دي 2 by 2 and this is 2 by 2. 1 2. Every element في first equal to the corresponding one. يعني ده يكون بيساوي ده. And this one is equal to this one. And this one equal to this one. And this one. So this is the only way out that they should be equal. طيب how we do? يلا, what we'll get actually from this one? Tell me. Okay, from this equality, okay, we get X plus Z should equal to X. So X plus Z should equal to X. عشان ده يكونوا equal, that's mean شيل ال X وديها هنا. So this is 0. This imply 0 is equal to Z. وبمعنى تاني الZ قيمتها بكم؟ ب0. Okay. Now from the second, compare this one and this one. What we get? عندنا Y plus W is equal to X plus Y. So cancel ال Y وال Y. هيكون عندي شنو؟ Y W بتساوي X. إذا from the second W بتساوي X. They should have the same value ال X وال W. Then we move here. Z is equal to Z. طبعا it's okay. خلاص ما في new information. W is equal to Z plus W اللي هو W is equal to Z plus W. So this will cancel. يبقى Z is equal to 0, which already we got it above. Z بيساوي 0. يبقى not a new information. Already I have it here. Okay, now I come back to my matrix, the original matrix that I assumed. يبقى to have this matrix B such that AB is equal to BA, the only way out إنه يكون عندنا شنو؟ From this information, previous information, we got that what? That this should equal to يلا الZ by 0. الX what? الX with W should be the same. That is whatever whatever value X, whatever values that X takes, W should take. If I put here X, I should put here X. If I put here R, I should put here R. Is T where they are real numbers. طيب. And is there any restriction for the Y? No, Y could be any real number. Any real number. Could it takes the same value as X? Yes, even. ما في مشكلة. ممكن ياخد قيمة مختلفة أو حتى نفس القيمة حقت X. طيب. And what about Z? Z should be equal to 0, like that. So any matrices of this type, if you multiply times this matrix, you're going to get A في B is equal to A to B في A. Okay, give me example for this kind of matrices. مثلا example, take the matrix. مثلا هنا أخذ الX by 2 بدل ما هنا 2 this should be 2. Y مثلا take it 5. Can I take it 5? Yes, any real number. ما في restriction. But this one should be a 0. Now, as a homework, if this is our B, find for me A, B, and find B, A, and test are they equal or no. And you should find that they are equal. Okay, so we found the general form. انه الماتريسيز بتاع B شكله المفروض يكون كيف؟ هل في certain type of matrices or no? Yeah, we found certain types. When this takes a value, this should be the same value. And this one should be always 0. And here, no restriction, any real number. So any real number, you fix it here, you should put it here as well. And here you can give any real number, even if it's like that one. But here always should be 0. Okay, so you should get A في B is equal to B في A. No matter what you change. Take another matrix. مثلا هنا put -3 here, -3 here, put 4. And this is 0. Also, you will get AB is equal في A في B is equal to B في A, and etc. Clear? طيب, I'll do only the transpose and then I'll stop. Okay. Now, what is a transpose of the matrix? First, if we have any matrix like this, and he asked me to find the transpose of this matrix, that is just change the rows into columns and the columns into rows. How we do this? Like that. This is a row. What I'll make it column. So it's going to be 3, 4. Now I move to the second row and put it here as a column like that. So now what we said, the transpose of this matrix, if I need, and we write it like that. So the transpose of this matrix is equal to this. We evaluate it like that. So just if he asks you to find the transpose, nothing else. If he asks me to find the transpose of the matrix, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. In another word, to change the Aij into a Ji, a Ji. يعني الماتريكس حقتي, okay, for instance, this was which element? This was the element A في first row في second column. Now where is the 4? It is A21. يبقى when we get the transpose of any element Aij في matrix, it's going, if I got the transpose of any matrix, the elements that are in the Aij are going to be where? In the Aji. That's it. Okay, and as easily as that, even without thinking, just the row will become a column. A row will become a column like that. Okay, now this is B. 3 minus 2 and 5. Then what is the B transpose? Going to be 3 minus 2 and then 5, correct? I change it into column. Take this one, okay, a row. This is the row. I'll put it, as a column. And by the way, the column, you put it as a row. ما في مشكلة. يعني when you make a transpose, الروز بتبقى columns. طبعا definitely columns هتبقى rows. So it's going to, when you write it, so 3 minus 2 and then 5, like that. Okay. طيب, what about this one? This is the row. I'll make it a column. Correct? And then the second row, I'll put it as a column here. So 3, 4, 5, correct? And etc. And then this is the third row. So you're going to write 2 minus 2, 2 minus 2, and etc. Okay, so only this is the transpose. Now there are some rules that are very important to learn them by heart. That is, the transpose of the transpose. What do you think? Now, what if we change this? We get the transpose again for this one. I'm going to get back here because now this is the row, is going to be the column 3 minus 2, correct? And then take this, put it as a column, حتكون 4 or 5. So you will be back again. يبقى الرول الترانسبوز of the transpose, you will go back to the original matrix. Clear? طيب. Now, now what if I want A plus B transpose? Type A plus B and then we transpose it. Let me, instead of doing, let me take the addition of 2 matrices. Okay, now here, okay, now this is A and this is B and we got A plus B, correct? Type find the transpose of A plus B. Now if he needs A plus B transpose, that means we need the transpose of this matrix. What is the transpose of this matrix? It's going to be equal to a row, we make it as a column, so -1, 3, 6, and then the other one 3, 7, 9, and then the other one 7, 9, 7. So this is A plus B transpose. Now, as a homework, find the A transpose. We need the A transpose. Let me make it. What is the A transpose? It is a row هيبقى column. So 1, 2, 3. Then 0, 5, 3 is going to be 0, 5, 3, and the last 4, 7, 2. So also I need B transpose. So this is going to be -2, 1, 3, and then 3, 2, 6, and then 3, 2, 5, correct? طيب, what if you add them up? What if you add A transpose to B transpose? 1 plus -2 is -1. 0 plus 3, this is a 3. 4 plus 3, this is 7, correct? They are the same. And also you will find that this is 3, 7, 9, and this is 6, 9, 7. يبقى شنو؟ يبقى now we can have a rule. What's rule is that? If we need A plus B transpose, either you add first and then you find the transpose of it, or you can distribute this one here. Find first the A transpose and then find the B transpose like this, and then add them up at the end. طيب, يبقى what is the rule? A plus B, the whole transpose, you can distribute. So you will get A transpose plus B transpose. It's not like مثلا when we have A plus B square. What is this equal to? لو كان عندي matrix A plus matrix B, the whole square. This is equal to what? هل بيساوي A square في B square؟ هل بتساوي A square في B square only? No. This is A square plus 2AB plus B square. So this is completely different. لو اداني matrix A plus B وقال لي whole square, find the answer, you have to find this and to find that and then multiply it times 2 and then to find the B square, and then you add all the matrices together to find the solution. Okay? Here you can solve it like that and then find the transpose or distribute. Okay? So A transpose plus B transpose. Now another rule, okay? If we have a multiplication of 2 matrices and then we need the transpose of the new matrix, you can multiply the 2 matrices and then find the transpose. Or else, this is a rule. What? Flip, okay? يعني هتبقى تجيب ال B في A مش ال A في B. And then find the transpose. Find the transpose of the first of B, and then find the transpose of A, and then you multiply like that. B transpose في A transpose. ما العكس. يعني it is not equal to A transpose في B transpose, and you can check it by any two matrices. This is wrong. في flip B transpose في A transpose. خلاص. الorder you will find that it is different. Okay. Lastly, any constant times A and the whole transpose, this is equal to what? طبعا لو matrix مثلا 2A وبعدينك عايزين الترانسبوز, you can multiply it 2 في الماتريكس A, يعني each element of A you multiply it by 2 and then you transpose. Or else take the 2 out, first find the A transpose, and then at the end multiply the 2 after finding the transpose. يعني لما يكون الماتريكس مضروبة في constant ممكن أضرب في الأول وبعدين أجيب الترانسبوز of the matrix, or أجيب الترانسبوز حتى after that I multiply. It's the same. Okay, we stop here unless you have a question. Till tomorrow class, inshallah. We continue with this chapter, inshallah, to end it.